NDSA Standards and Practices Interest Group had a productive 2023, focused especially on gathering information from other practitioners about their work and new developments around emerging standards like the Oxford Common File Layout or OCFL, and existing standards such as ARCS. We bid farewell in 2023 to Felicity Dicus, who has led SMP for over 3 years and helped establish projects aimed at reviewing preservation policies and gathering information on digital preservation glossaries. And we welcomed Michael Dulock from the University of Colorado Boulder as our new co-chair. Our quarterly meetings this year were themed based on presentations from Standards and Practices members on their practices, including Scott Prater from UW-Madison and Linda Reynolds from Stephen F. Austin State University, who gave an overview of practices both at a smaller institution, such as at Stephen F. Austin University, and at Madison, where Scott looked at OCFL. In April, we had a panel presentation that looked at several different organizations and their practices. July, we had to cancel our meeting, but in October, Jimmy Jones from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign spoke with us on lossless standards in video preservation. And for 2024, we're focused on looking at more standards and practices. How can we stress test system migration and surface critical gaps and confirm good practice? That's going to be the topic of our first quarterly meeting of 2024, led by Michael Dulock. So we'll be looking at some of the standards that we discussed back in 2023, including OCFL, ARCS, the DPC toolkit, lossless video preservation, and other items that come up throughout the year. And we're also set to do a project where we look back at the glossary project that Felicity started and see where we may need to do some updates and annotations. Thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric Lopatin at the California Digital Library, and I co-chair the NDSA Infrastructure Interest Group with Robin Ruggeber at the UVA Library. This presentation provides an overview of the group, as well as highlights of what we discussed at our meetings during 2023, and a look forward to 2024. The purpose of the Infrastructure Interest Group is that it works to identify and share emerging practices around the development and maintenance of tools and systems for the curation, preservation, storage, hosting, migration, and similar activities supporting the long-term preservation of digital content. You can find more information about the group on the NDSA website at the following link. During 2023, we hosted a call each quarter. Many of the topics covered were based on those that group members suggested on our annual topics poll. For our March meeting, 2 members volunteered to present. Martha Anderson at the University of Arkansas spoke about the role of AI and digital preservation projects and workflows, while Dave Poulter at Vanderbilt University led a discussion on preservation storage strategy. In June, Stephen Abrams of Harvard University Library walked us through their Digital Repository Service Futures project, which is a major undertaking by the library to modernize Harvard's digital preservation repository. In September, we invited Sam Gussman, Associate Dean and CTO at the USC Libraries, to talk about their approach to providing storage and preservation services for research datasets. And in December, we hosted an open discussion or solution room discussion where we shared ideas related to specific challenges or questions that group members brought forward, including characterization tools, obtaining message data from iOS, and making the transition to university-wide infrastructure for preservation systems. Looking forward to 2024, we'd love to hear about forthcoming solutions you're working on at your organization or recently completed projects. And as mentioned, each year we encourage group members to submit topics of interest, which help to set a focus for each meeting. We'd also like to consider whether there are actionable tasks that group members could collaborate on during the year. Potential outcomes for these might be a white paper, a survey, or take the form of ongoing collaboration based on a project. In 2024, we'll once again be meeting in the months of March, June, September, and December. But this time, in an effort to allow more people to join across different time zones, our meetings will start at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Meeting formats include guest speakers, volunteer-led discussions, a reading and review format where we identify specific articles to read and then discuss, and the solution room format mentioned earlier. So to wrap up, we're looking forward to our quarterly meetings of 2024. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime with ideas for the group, and please take a few minutes to add a topic to our annual topics poll. Hope to hear from you soon, and thanks so much.
I'm Deon, one of the co-chairs of a content interest group. Along with Brenda Burke, the other co-chair, we host quarterly virtual meetings for NDSA members who are interested in preservation activities and ideas broadly related to content. Recent meetings focused on topics such as the incorporation of digitization into archival processing workflow, policies and procedures about takedown requests, organizational structure, and the handling of proprietary raw images. This past year, we have mixed up the meeting formats with content exchanges and sharing scholarship. For the content exchanges, we invite members to lead us in a conversation about a topic of interest to the group. Sometimes we have experience to draw from, and sometimes we are exploring new territory together. We are always looking for ways to engage members in dialogue to learn from one another and make those connections that might further our work or scholarship. In another series, Sharing Scholarship, we invite members to present on their research in early stages, to gather feedback and identify partners when possible. We hope that you will consider participating in the meeting, and we are especially interested in hearing more about topics that are of interest to members.